She was the first woman to attempt the challenge of crossing the English Channel. At that moment she was swimming into the sea at great speed, but her coach was thinking of ways to stop her from moving forward. The coach tried to hand her an apple to make contact and get her disqualified, but he miscalculated. Soon after, the coach gave her water laced with drugs. This time she was not so lucky. Her head began to spin and her body went out of control. In the end, the challenge failed. Through a conversation with Carl, who had once conquered the English Channel, she learned it was the coach who sabotaged her. She lived in New York in 1914. At that time people's thinking was old-fashioned and women were suppressed everywhere. When she got measles she had a raging fever that would not go down. Looking out the window she saw a ship on fire. When she asked her mother, she learned many women were burned alive. The reason was that they could not swim. Her condition grew worse and the doctor said she might not make it through the night. When her family thought they were going to lose her, they suddenly heard footsteps coming down the stairs. It was their daughter walking down. Their sadness instantly turned into joy. In that era women were looked down on and despised everywhere. The coach told the little girls, head up, paddle faster like a dog. The women's pool was only a corner space. After surviving the illness she vented her anger at her father. He would not let her box or swim. With her persistence her father finally agreed to let her swim. From her first attempt in the water, to joining the women's swim team, from swimming like a clumsy duck and not being taken seriously by the coach, to winning first place in an international friendship match, she kept breaking records again and again, pushing her own limits, collecting trophy after trophy. Later she was selected to compete in the Paris Olympics. Because the coach kept them from training and only let them rest in the cabin, they only managed to place third. When she saw the government offering $1,000 for a strong man to cross the English Channel and bring honor to the nation, her eyes were full of longing for this extreme challenge. With her sister's encouragement she strengthened her resolve. The coach then took her to meet the president of the U.S. Olympic Committee, where she expressed her wish to challenge the English Channel, but the president only thought she was crazy. In the end she proved herself with her strength and won the chance, which brings us back to the opening scene. Later she and Carl decided to plan a challenge without interference. They set the challenge for 3 days later. When the president saw she had not come out for 2 days he knocked on the door but got no reply. Fearing she had jumped into the sea to end her life, he sent people to search for her, but at that very moment she was with her sister covered in lanolin, preparing for the challenge. A large number of reporters rushed over when they heard the news, hoping to get the first scoop. Ignoring the crowd shouting, she jumped into the freezing water and began her own challenge. Her mother learned from the radio that she had not boarded the ship. She forced her way into the broadcast room to get the first news about her daughter. When she had swum halfway across, her father was the first to see a red sea ahead. Carl immediately knew it was a swarm of jellyfish, and warned her to be careful. She adjusted herself and prepared to sprint through the jellyfish. The tentacles of these red jellyfish not only caused unbearable stings, but also carried venom strong enough to kill. She could not afford to relax for even a second. Screaming in pain, she pushed forward with all her strength. Would she be able to make it through the swarm and reach the finish line?